A very good afternoon to one and all present here. And it's an important day for us because now we are reaching the halfway journey. And as you all know, that this is the NPTEL course on understanding incubation and entrepreneurship. And today we'll be discussing the week six content. Now, as you're all aware that it's a 12-week course and week six marks the midway or the halfway, right? So, which has both aspects to it. One is that we have covered uh, half of the content, we have got the understanding from half of the content, and then it also means that half of the content is left, right? So we have come a long way up till now. So we have covered our half distance. We are at the midway. And from the next week, we'll be starting our week seven of this particular course, which is understanding incubation and entrepreneurship. Now, if you recall, so let's do some quick past reflections of this course up till now. If you recall, we started from week one until week six. We have covered a lot of aspects, which includes the mistakes of the startups. It- the course content also brought in experts from the GDC, from Sign incubators, and also the startup co-founders as panel members who had taken up GDC program. They shared their insights, their understandings, their journey, their challenges, their mantras of success, right? And going forward, also, we see a lot of people coming in. Now, why is that? Why are we bringing upon so many people who have, are entrepreneurs? See, the idea is that entrepreneurship and incubation, it's not a theoretical aspect. Mhm. Right. I believe most of you will agree upon it that it's not theory, it's something which is more than that. It's about how you make lives of the user comfortable, right? And that is something which was at the crux of the week six content in terms of human centered approach. What do you mean by it? So, human centric or user centric is an approach where you keep the user at the center. So when you're designing the complete ecosystem, whether it is product design, digital products, service design, the user is at the very core of it. User is at the center of it. And then things go around it. However, there is one more aspect to it, which people feel that it is high time that we move beyond the user centered approach and we now started thinking about the planet centered approach. Hugh? Why? Why is it so? The reason is that humans are also a part of this planet, along with animals, along with nature, plants, species, mountains, river, water. And we need to live in harmony with them. We need to respect each other. And when your approach is planet centric, when you are thinking about planet, you are also thinking about all these individual aspects which are interrelated. Humans, animals, rivers, mountains, trees, flowers. And henceforth, a lot of environmentalists and even designers, they feel that it is high time we move beyond human-centered approach to a planet-centered approach. And I think it is high time that we do so because we have seen a lot of interventions which we are doing, which we are coming out as a solution, whether it is concrete, whether it is product, whether it is about any product having so much of carbon emissions, it's not doing any good to our planet, right? So the designers, it's our duty to ensure that whatever we make whatever we do, or even as a startup founders. Whatever your offering is, ideally it should not impact the nature. It should improve the lives of the user. Obviously, we want that to happen, but not at the cost of the lives of the future generations. Now, that is something very, very important that we have to think about. Whatever innovations, whatever solutions which we are working upon, pondering upon, working around, it should have a vision, the future as well. It should not be something that helps you today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or probably 1 year down the line, and then it should not rest in the landfills. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि जब आप प्रोडक्ट यूज कर रहे हैं एंड देन इट इज हैविंग सो मच ऑफ कार्बन एमिशन सो मच ऑफ कार्बन power consumption. Ultimately, it is affecting you and the planet. So there are many factors around it. So whenever technological innovation comes in, whether it is AI itself, if you take that as a matter of fact, it is bringing a lot of comfort, a lot of ease to do things. But but the studies have shown that the kind of energy consumption, the amount of water is being used, and the facilities that act as servers for these AI tools is enormous. That's a very, very different picture altogether. I mean, we don't see that side of it. We use the technology. We are happy to get solutions for the time being. But at what cost is it coming to us? We are not aware of that because it's all hidden. Unless you go through and read through the papers, you won't be able to, or if you are curious enough to know that this is coming at what cost, I think these are the challenges which we need to see, which we need to take care, which we need to have thought about, and then accordingly work towards our offerings. It should be sustainable, viable, visible. All those things needs to be there, and not in terms of theory, but in terms of practicality. Right. So, with that brief premise, once again, welcoming you all to our course, Understanding Incubation and Entrepreneurship. And as you're all aware that, we follow a certain slide flow, which starts from the set of protocol slides, wherein we give certain information which is repetitive in nature, but then we are also aware that the learners can join in at any of these week-wise sessions. And hence, our approach and our intent is that even if you join in for just one session in this problem solving sessions, you should be able to get the basic information in each and every session. And that's the reason that we have a set of protocol slides which is present in each every session. That is from week 1 to week 12, we follow that set of protocols like that. It will be having significant and critical information about the course, including the timelines of the assignments, the marking criteria, the certification criteria. Right. Now, all these aspects are very, very important in order for you to perform better in this final examination, which will be happening in the month of April 2025. Once that set of protocol slides are over, we approach the content recap. Now, that is also based on the experience from the past years. As a TA, I realized that many a times the learners, they don't have the luxury of time to go through the course content. And when they join these live sessions, and when they join these live sessions, they could hardly comment or vote or tell the answers. And that's when I realized that, since the learners include professionals, academicians, college students, if we have something like a visual summary, it might actually help our learners. And henceforth, what we also have in our slide deck is the visual snapshot summary, which is basically the video content in a snapshot format. Because if we just speak louder than words, so we have those image journey, which will give you a brief and outline of the course which was covered in this particular week. And after that, we have set of 10 questions. Like every week, we float these questions with the users so that they can tell what would be the right answer. We do something kind of a voting. And then we also tell the answers, the right answers of these questions, which are reinforced by the validation scales, which are directly from the video content. Once our set of 10 questions are over, we reach out to our discussion forum table and we have compiled a list of questions which people have asked through the discussion forum functionality. And we just go through them. We just have a quick review of them and we proceed to conclude the session. So I think what we'll do is we will start our journey for today. And I'll also join so that I get to know, I mean, how many people have joined in, if there are any issues. Because I remember once what happened was that I was conducting a session and then there was an internet issue and I proceeded with the questions, but then later I realized that, uh, we just went along 5 to 6 slides. However, since I could not hear any voices, I realized that the content was not getting delivered. And that's where for every session, I also join in with my personal account so that I just get to know, I mean, whether the screen is visible, whether the questions, or whether when I'm speaking on a particular slide, whether that slide is shown or not. All right. So let's begin with our session today. And I will share my screen. All right. So as I said, we are at the midway of our 12-week journey. Today is week 6. The course is Understanding Incubation and Entrepreneurship. The course instructor is Professor V.K. Chakravarti sir, and I am Abhishek, and I'm the TA for this course. A brief background about me includes my education as an architect and industrial designer from School of Planning and Architecture. After that, I worked at an IT company called Infosys, followed by Think Design, which was again a design studio. And then I was motivated to initiate my own startup. So I also had a startup in which I worked for around 3 years. And parallelly, I also joined it as a design educator, and I worked for around 3 to 4 years in that domain as well. So I have both professional and academic experience uh, of around 8 plus years. And then I started my doctoral journey at the Department of Design, IIT Roorkee, and subsequently, I have been engaged in this particular course as a TA, and we'll be meeting each and every week till the 12-week duration. So these live sessions are there to help you in the current run of course, and we discuss and solve week specific assignments, which are other than the live assignment. We respond to the questions and queries. If you have any doubts, you can pose those questions. In the subsequent slides, we'll let you know, what are the ways you can ask these questions, what are the choices you have got available with you, and then the content recap. A brief outline I've already given to you in the very beginning itself. One thing which I would like to highlight here is about the week specific assignments. Okay. What do you mean by this is that, like the week 6 content we are discussing today. So the questions which I pose shall be based on week 6 content. All right. However, there is a catch that these questions are different from the live assignment. Why is it so? These are different because through live assignments, we are evaluating your progress, right? However, with these set of 10 questions which I post are for broadening the knowledge base, you can say, right? So we have got a new set of 10 questions, and then we have assignment set of 10 questions. This is for your marking, and this is for your knowledge. Both are for your knowledge, but then we are not marking. This is to help you understand what are the typology of questions you may be asked, the kind of questions you may be asked, and you never know. Question from these 10 questions are also pop up in your final exam. You never know that. I also don't know it because the question paper is set by the instructor, and that is a call which is taken by them. So during the live session, we request everyone to keep their mic on mute. The idea is that we need to record the session, and we also need to upload the session. And as we are all aware, I mean, there are lots of noise disturbances. So to avoid those scenarios wherein the noise is affecting the video quality experience, it's always requested to keep the mic on mute. However, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you are free to unmute and speak. Besides, if you have any question, you can use the discussion forum platform, which is a Google discussion forum. And I could see a lot of learners using it. However, it's effective because we have the NPTEL members, we have the learners, and we have the TA. Whenever a question is posted on this, everybody gets notified. And if I reply to them, everybody gets a reply. If I do a reply or this is how your login page looks like. And this is your login ID password, login mail ID, basically. So recording and presentation location. As you are all aware that all these sessions are getting recorded. These are uploaded on my YouTube channel because this is a mandate by the NPTEL. Also, all these presentations, the PPTs are converted to PDFs, are uploaded to Google Drive link. This also at any point in time you want to access them, you can directly use this particular link, which is problem solving session. It leads you to a further link. When you click here, it will lead you to another page which will say click here. And then you will be reaching to a spreadsheet page. Which will have week-wise sessions, numbers. Each of them will have a YouTube link. However, the folder link will be common. And all the presentation will be uploaded in the form of PDF. So further, so the course outline is pretty much aware by everyone. It's same. It's understanding incubation and entrepreneurship. The course instructor is Professor V.K. Chakravarti, sir, who is from the IDC School of Design. Followed by TIC. Is currently taking care of Mahindra University, right? So the course duration is 12 weeks and the assignment 5 deadline is 5th of March. Today we are at 1, so you've got 4 days left. If you plan to gain the certificate, please do it. Submit it before the deadline. As of now, the final examination date is 27th of April, which will be conducted in two slots with a pre-lunch and a post-lunch session. And this will be basically on the basis of the number of participants who are appearing. So you will be going to a physical exam center just like you go and give your exams for class 10th, class 12th, and university or college entrance, national entrance test. It will be something like that only, wherein you'll be having an admit card or a hall ticket and you'll be taking entry to the examination center and then appearing for the examination. Right. So this will be in a physical mode, which means that you will be attending the exam in the examination center. So this is how your progress page looks like. It basically consists of two progress, which is unit wise progress as well as assessment scores. So the unit wise progress basically means the amount of content you have actually browsed and seen. However, the assessment scores are the scores which you receive once you submit your week wise assignments and basis of till now you would be able to see your scores from week 1 to week 5. Since week 6 deadline is still yet to come, so week 6 scores will be visible only after the deadline is over. Okay. So examination certificate, the course is free to enroll and learn from. But if you want a certificate, you will have to register and write proctored examination conducted by us in person. So by us, it means NPTEL at any of the designation and examination centers. So when you're registering, you can opt for preferred choices. of exam centers. Examination fee before Feb 24th was 5 p.m. Although that date is already over, and that was about 1,000 rupees per examination. Between 24th to 28th, it was with the late fee that is also over. The last date is already gone by. So there, we do see certain extensions for the exam registration. And if that will be happen, you'll get to know from the NPTEL emails, right? There are also certain fee waivers which you can see for the SCST category learners as well as PWD category learners. And you can visit for more details. To avail it, you need to upload your proof and then you will get the fee waiver. This is the criteria to get the certificate. I would request everyone to take a pause, just read it, and I'll share it with an example about how do you get your finance score. There is some network issue. What I'll do is I'll just turn off my, sorry, I'll turn off my camera so that we don't have network issues hounding our presentation flow. So just read it for a while and I'll let you know what we are referring to here. I hope people have read the criterias. So your internals actually derive from your week-wise scores. So week-wise scores, and we take the best eight. So the overall weightage for this is 25%. This is the examination center based physical exam, and hence the weightage given to it is 75%. So that your overall score is 100%. Right? Now, there are certain criteria around it, which means that your score needs to be greater than or equal to 10 out of 25, greater than equal to 30 out of 75, so that your score is greater than equal to 40 out of 100. Now let's take a couple of scenarios. So if you score 20 out of 25, 35 out of 75, you get 55 out of 75. So this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. You get a certificate. All right. Now let's say you score 20 out of 25. You felt short, you scored 25 out of 75. Your overall score is 45 out of, I'm sorry if it'll be 100 here. So you're meeting this criteria, but you're not meeting this criteria, which means no, you'll not get a certificate. Okay. Now let's imagine you say 5 out of 25, but here you scored 55 out of 75. Your overall score is quite good. But since you're not meeting this criteria, you're meeting this, you will not get a certificate. All right. Which means that each individual criterias need to be fulfilled so that your overall score remains greater than equal to 40. And this is one of the critical aspects which you need to consider when you are thinking about the marking criteria. All right. I hope it's quite clear from that. This is how we have progressed from week 1 till week 4. We saw introduction to entrepreneurship, evidence-based internship, GDC STEM colleges, and slowly we progressed to week 2, which was around journey of Mustafa and a panel discussion with C members. And then to the week 3 with 7 concerns of innovation, team building, problem statement, and to the week 4 with solar oven case study and IIT Hyderabad projects. After that, we came on to the week 5 for healthcare innovation and medtech stories, where if you recall, Professor Ravi took the lecture sessions, followed by week 6, in which today we will be covering questions around human-centered innovation. And the two guests were Ms. Shilpi and Mr. Dhayan. So Ms. Shilpi belonged to the Poj Labs and Mr. Dhayan from the F1 Studios. So these are the two typology of questions we have. The first one is having single correct answer. And I hope by now, if you have been diligently submitting your assignments, this must be very much aware to you. So if my question is what paratha you want, I just can select one of them. However, if this is a multiple correct answer and a multi-select checkboxes, I can select more than one options to all options. So that is up to me. But when you do so, please note the marking criteria, which we will be discussing in the subsequent slide. Right, which is this one. So I would give you a minute or two to please read the questions, sorry, the pointers, and we'll take an example to understand it. take a minute to read the marking criteria and we'll let you know how it works around. Okay? All right. So if I select A, B, and C, and if I submit, I'll get full marks, probably 1 mark or 10 marks, whatever it is, which marks the first criteria. If all options chosen by the student are correct, no correct answer, full marks. Now, what if I select A, B, C, D, A, B, D, B, C, D, A, C, D? Now, each of my option has a C in it, although there are correct options as well, which is A, B, A. But because of this C, I won't get any marks because of the option D, which is the incorrect one, which marks your second pointer, which says if at least one incorrect answer has been chosen, then no marks. Now let's explore scenario 3, which says of only correct answer are chosen, but not all correct, which means I select A, B, and I submit B, C, A, C, A, B, C. In all this scenario, I will be getting some proportional marking. Okay. Then the partial marks proportional to the number of correct answers are awarded. All right. So these have been the top GMeet learners. Let me write a congratulations for being consistent, for being there and learning. I hope you remain in the call each and every week so that you learn more, you understand more, and you perform very well in your final examinations. So today what we'll do is we'll quickly shift towards our set of 10 questions and then we'll come back to the content recap. Okay, so today we'll be doing it a little differently. We'll be covering content recap, but after our set of 10 questions. Okay, so let's start with the set of 10 questions and then we'll come back again to the content recap. All right. According to Ms. Shilpi Kumar, the balance of which aspects are important for a startup? So, Miss Shilpi Kumar is from the Coach Labs. The balance of which aspects are important for a startup? किन चीजों का बैलेंस जरूरी है in a startup? Is it business psychological and emotional needs? Is it human business and customer needs? Human technology and business needs? And technology social and company needs? So you can share your messages in Google Chat, type in the option which you think is correct, and then we'll look at it with a screen validation and let you know the correct answer to the question. You've got one vote for option B. Shilpi Kumar is from the Khoj Labs. And if you remember, she had worked with Herman Miller, which is a very big name in the furniture industry. And he also worked at GE. And she's saying that the balance of which aspects are important for a startup. So one of the votes have been received by human, business, and customer needs. The other options include psychological needs, emotional needs, social needs, and company needs. Let's see the screen validation. So we have what we do is we frame problems and work on innovation that balances humans, technology, and business teams. Let's go to our correct answer. Correct answer is 1C, which is human technology and business needs. Now, let us also explore the other options. So, the first one says business, psychological, and emotional. So, psychological and emotional needs are not very critical in terms of startup unless your startup is around that area. Second option is human, business, and customer. Now, human and customer are belonging to the same same family, so it does not make much of a sense here. The third is technology, social, and company needs. So, company needs is basically the business needs, right? So, it need not be confused with some other term. So, here, the correct answer is option C. Human technology and business needs. These to be taken care by the startups, which means a fine balance between all these three is very much required. And that is how you can create value and design and innovation as per Ms. Shilpi Kumar. The second question is, as presented in the Khoj Lab case study by Ms. Shilpi Kumar, the old ways of innovation or jugaad and the Indian context leads to which of the following phenomena? Is it the copy paste culture? Is it success? Increased scaling of operations and challenges new ways of doing business? It's a multi-select questions, which means there could be multiple correct answers. Does it lead to the copy paste culture? Does it lead to the success? Does it lead to the increased scaling of operations? Or does it lead to challenging new ways of doing business? You can text me your choices through Google. Old ways of innovation or jugaad, the Indian context leads to which of the following phenomena? It may say कौन से phenomena? Let me just write. leads to the which of the following phenomena? Again, it's a multi-select question, so there will be multiple correct answers, and I invite the learners to please share your votes. So there are two votes for option B and option D. The options are copy-paste culture, which means control C and B. Copy-paste culture मतलब आपने देखा you found a solution somewhere and you just try to mimic that solution for your own context, right? So that is the copy-paste culture. And the success, increased scaling of operations, challenges new way of doing business. So if you go through the content, if you reach this particular timestamp, you will see that it is the control C, control P copy paste culture which are affecting the new ways of doing business. So one of the answers are correct, which is challenges the new way of doing business. The other correct answer is the copy paste culture, which is seeing the solution from somewhere and then trying to utilize it through the same way, same approach for your own context. Okay. So option A and option D are the correct responses. Let's go to question number 3. Which book was referred by Miss Shilpi Kumar Khoj Lab? Was it Keep It Simple and Stupid, which is, was it emotional design? Was it design for the real world? Or was it the design of everyday things? By the way, all these books are very popular. All these books are popular design books. So, if you are interested in design, knowing design, what design is, this is the best books which are widely accepted, widely gone through, widely sought after in the design domain, which is Keep It Simple and Stupid, Emotional Design, Design for the Real World, and the Design of Everyday Things. So the correct answer is Design for the Real World. The book was written by Victor Papanek, translated into 23 languages. Just imagine the kind of popularity this book has. It is one of the India's most widely read books on design. In this edition, Victor Papanek examines the attempts by designers to combat the tawdry and the unsafe, the frivolous, the useless product once again. So again, as I said, it is one of the most sought after books. So if you have luxury of time, want to know more about design, you can obviously arrange this book and go through its reading. So the correct answer for this question is 3C. Just read this question and we'll take it up once again. According to Ms. Shilpi Kumar, what is the first step in trying to सॉल्व अ प्रॉब्लम। किसी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने का पहला स्टेप क्या है? व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप? Trying to find a solution, figuring out what the user needs are, framing the problem as a problem, and fulfilling the business needs and growth. According to Ms. Shilpi Kumar, what is the first step in trying to solve a problem? Is it about trying to find a solution to the given design brief, figuring out what the user needs are, framing the problem as a problem, or fulfilling the business needs and growth? So take your time, think about it. Let me know what could be the right answer. So from the screen validation, it says framing the problem as a problem and not to validate if this is a good design for me. So framing the problem as a problem and not to validate if this is a. It's happening here. So the correct answer is C, which is framing the problem as a problem. Now it's important to know what the context of this question is because we have seen that it needs to be as per Ms. Shilpi Kumar. It should not be based on your understanding, right? It is according to the Shilpi Kumar from Coach Labs that we need to understand, according to her, what is the first step to solve a problem. So the first step is to frame the problem as a problem, right? Coming on to our fifth question, it says, according to Ms. Dhayan Kumar, which of the following forms the philosophy of F1 Studio? Now again, Mr. Dhayan is also the IIT Bombay alumni, and he is from the F1 Studios. which are primarily into enterprise UX. So, tackling the big companies with their HR management software portals and things like that. So, that is how they've narrowed down their work area, right? So, according to Mr. Dhayan, which of the following forms the philosophy of F1 Studio? F1 Studio, which is founded by Mr. Dhayan, what is the philosophy of it? Is it simplicity, empathy, agility, and customer feedback? Now, please note that it's a multi select question and there could be multiple correct answers, right? Take your time and let me know. Any votes, any options? Okay, let's see the screen validation. F1 Studios philosophy is built on three main aspects. First one is simplicity, second one is empathy, and third one is agility. So the correct answers are option A, option B, and option C. The philosophy of F1 Studios, right? Established by Mr. Ryan. Let's go to our sixth question. According to Ms. Shilpi Kumar from the Khoj Lab, aims, how can we make this the first plan? Dash flow better in and dash. This is the second plan. So it's more like a fill in the blank question. And you have to tell me what are the blanks for. How we can make dash flow better in a dash. How can we make ideas flow better in a team? How can we make ideas flow better in an organization? How can we make idea concepts flow better in a team? Or how can we make concepts flow better in an organization? So take your time and let me know what could be the right answer. Think about it. Let me know. We are talking about Ms. Shilpi Kumar from the Coach Labs in her statement on how can we make dash flow better in a dash. You've got four options, but only one of them are correct. So let's do the screen validation. Trying to find the disconnects and diagnosis of an organization. This is what the Coach Labs meant to be doing. And how can we make ideas flow better in an organization? This again is what Coach Labs is trying to do. How can we make ideas flow better in an organization? So the correct answer is ideas and organization. It is answer question number six ka B. So I must tell you that these are little tricky questions. You have to go through the content very deeply in order to understand what would be the right answer, because these are based on the statements and they might be little tricky to identify the answer to these questions. Okay, let's come to question number seven, which is according to Mr. Thayan, what are the important learnings? According to Mr. Thayan, what are the important learnings? Is it about learn how to share success, take as much work as possible, be ready to accept the failure, or respect timeline even if it means not giving great work? So this is according to Mr. Thayan of F1 Studios, that you have to tell me what are the important learning as per Mr. Thayan. We've got four of them and it is a multi-select question, so there could be multiple correct answers. Take your time, read it, go through it. Take your time, let me know. I think people have read the. So, what are the importance learning as per Mr. Dhayan? Learning how to share success. I mean, if you get success, you need to share with your team, with your members, with your group. Just give me a minute. Let's take a pause and we can get back. According to Mr. Dhayan, what are the important learnings? Is it about sharing the success, talking as much work as taking as much work as possible? Yani ki, if you're already having lots of work in your hand, you keep on taking that. Third is be ready to accept the failure. So with success, failure, it is also something which is it's about part of life. With success, failure will also be like after a few failures you achieve success. That's the that's the life. I think everybody will agree to it. हम सबने experience किया है. And respecting the timeline, which means that if you have committed to a timeline that I will deliver this particular product or solution by this time, you'll stick to it, but not giving great work, which means although you are respecting timeline, but you are not meeting your own standards, right? So let's see if we have got any votes. We got B and D. Okay. So here we just take as much work as possible, and you see that is a little difficult because okay, let's see the correct answers first. Learn how to share the success and be ready to accept the failures. Learn how to share the success means celebrating the success with your team members, all those who are part of your team, because success is not one man's thing, right? Even if you want to win a cricket match, it is because of your team members who are, working towards it. If even if it is a one player game like lawn tennis, because there are a lot of people behind you. There is a coach, there is a practice, all those people who are facilitating the ground and all those things. So that is why sharing success becomes very, very important and ready to accept the failures, right? So not being ignorant about failures when being ready to accept that, okay, this was our mistake, you know, and likewise proceeding ahead. So the correct answers are A, which is learning to share the success, and C, which is ready to accept the failures. Now, why it won't be B and C? Because if you take as much work as possible and if you are not able to deliver, then it would be not a good name to you. And likewise, respecting timeline, even if it means not giving great work, which means that you are not meeting your own standards. So if you are by yourself not happy with the work and if you are delivering it to your client, it's not a good thing, right? So the correct answers are A and C, learning how to share the success and being ready to accept the failures. Okay. Let's come to the eighth question, which is complete the following sentence. As mentioned by Mr. Dhayan, as a designer, one must also learn to empathize with dash and dash. Now, again, it's a fill in the blank. There are two blanks: users, organization, market, and business needs. As a designer, one must also learn to empathize with the dash and dash. So we have to tell what are the two blanks about. What are the things which one as a designer needs to empathize, as mentioned by Mr. Ian? Okay, let's see if anybody has shared any suggestions. A and B. So the first vote goes to A, which is users, and B, which is the organization. All right, all right. Let's see the correct answers. It is the business goal and the user goal. User goal and business goal. So if we see that A, the user goal, and D is the business goal. So the user goal needs to be empathized with, as well as the business goal needs to be empathized with. We have to take care of both of them. we talk about user centric design. User is obviously the main aspect, but then business is also very much critical. We have to ensure that the client's perspective is also heard, seen, and met. Okay. Let's come to our second last question. Complete the following sentence as said by Mr. Dhayan. Success criteria is dash when there is a lack of focus. The blanks are lesser, greater, enhanced, and irrelevant. Success criteria is dash when there is lack of focus. जब फोकस की कमी होती है तो सक्सेस के क्राइटेरिया कम होता है, बढ़ता है, बहुत बढ़ जाता है या फिर इररिलेवेंट हो जाता है. Okay. So now is the time. Please think about it. Let me know what could be the correct answer. We are talking about Mr. Dhayan, and according to him, success criteria is dash, and you have to tell the blank. What is that blank? Take your time. Let me know. सक्सेस क्राइटेरिया इज डैश व्हेन देयर इज लैक ऑफ फोकस. जब फोकस की कमी होती है तो सक्सेस क्राइटेरिया हाउ इज इट गेट्स अफेक्टेड. Right, all right, let's see the validation. सक्सेस क्राइटेरिया इज लेसर व्हेन देयर इज अ लैक ऑफ फोकस. तो जो सक्सेस क्राइटेरिया है आपका, उत्तीर्ण होने का जो क्राइटेरिया है वो कम हो जाता है व्हेन देयर इज अ लैक ऑफ फोकस. सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज ए, लेसर. Let's see the 10th question, which is the last one. As per Mr. Dhayan, during your initial stage, dash is much important than a big team. Good work, good client, good mobile applications, and good websites. So again, Mr. Dhayan, who is from the F1 studio, he says that during the initial phase, which means when you are having a startup, when you are a beginner, dash is much important than a big team. What is it? Okay. Go on. This is the last question. Let me know what do you think. Is it the good work, अच्छा काम, good client, अच्छा client मिलना, good mobile applications, अच्छे mobile applications बनाना और अच्छी websites बनाना. Okay. So he says that during your initial stage, good work is much more important than a big team. यानी कि at the very initial stage, a good work is very important and critical than having a big team. So the correct answer is doing a good work so that you build a good portfolio. And whenever a new client comes in, you can actually show them, okay, this is our work in the past. And if it is good work, then obviously people will come back to you because this will build your work portfolio. All right. So I think with that, we conclude our set of 10 questions. These are the discussion forum questions which we have already discussed in the past. There were a couple of new questions which we'll see in our session today and we'll try to incorporate them. Uh, just give me a minute. Okay. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly go through the this thing, the content recap which we have missed upon. What I'll do is I'll just do a rapid flow of it, and you can have a look at it. And if there is any doubt, you can pause me and you can ask the question. So that's Ms. Shilpi Kumar from the Coach Labs. And she's also the innovation catalyst, as she has been talking about herself, and she has gone through various roles, and not specific to being just a designer, but as a design educator, inquisitive leader, strategist, researcher, like. And this is about the course labs which they started, and they found a great opportunity here, which is the overlap of business, enterprise, and innovation efforts. And these were the aspects of a good design brief, which is pain points of the user, overall journey of the user, and how your solution fit in the overall ecosystem of the user. And I said she is wearing, it's taking up multiple roles, right? And she worked with Herman Miller, with General Electric, which is also called GE, and very different organizations. But then they started working upon thought leadership and what kind of works they do: pro bono work, client work, thought leadership, as I mentioned. And they're a very interesting team, and they work with the stakeholders. This is where she was talking about the book by Victor Papanek. And these were the questions asked by the design students and her responses to them. And then we got Mr. Dhayan Kumar from the FN Studios, was using design as a service. And it's his journey which started with the architecture degree, followed by ID Bombay, Industrial Design Center, and then followed by the subsequent works. And ultimately, 2015, he started F1 Studios. So there's the philosophy, the services, and understanding in the drive. These are their offerings, how these are the testimonials by their clients who have taken their design services. And this you can see, he talked about having a balance of business goals and the design goals and the user goals, to be more precise. These are the different screenshots from their. Yeah, this is very important. They mentioned that to each and every client, they share and they are very transparent. And in terms of transparency, they also showcase, I mean, what are the tools they are going to use at the different stages of their work. What you see here is basically a Gantt chart in which it's probably about the timeline of the entire project. So the entire project is divided into different milestones, different stages, and it really helps them and the all the stakeholders to understand that okay, this is how the project will proceed, and this is when I can expect these stage-wise submissions. And this also helps the teams within to plan their work and align with the timeline. So these are the aspects why the customers or the clients they love F1 Studios. These are again the testimonials. Then they talked about their culture, how they celebrate, how they stick together. And then the final questions. Right. Perfect. So we have gone through the content recap in a very, very quick way, bro. And if there are anything which you want to ask, you can ask right now. All right. So what we'll do now is, firstly, we'll just save it as a PDF. And also try to upload it right in front of our users, because you would also be able to see where all these files are being saved. Yeah, today we are having the week three. The detail on the meeting participants I'll get in a while. But if you see here, what you see is the Google Drive page link. And as you can see here, you have the content till week five. And let's upload for the week six as well. Yeah, so this is the PDF which we have already created. We'll just have a quick look towards it if it is the right one. Yeah, I think this is it. Perfect. Just close it and we'll drag drop it. So let's just, yeah. So now if you see, you will be able to see the week six PDF content in a while from now. Yeah, it's gone. It's uploaded. All right. Now heading towards our this thing, we'll open up the Swayam portal. So I would like to show you the other resources since we are already done with our set of 10 questions, the content recap. Now is the time where we see where all the different resources are kept in so that we can plan to study and effectively use the NPTEL platform, right? So this is how the screen looks like, and you can go towards my courses and go to the course. Perfect. So now if you see on the left hand side, this is all the week wise content. Today we discuss the week six modules on human centered innovation and creating user design experience design. And if you see week six deadline is 5th of March, which is 4 days from now. So here you see the deadline, right? So you need to submit it by the 5th of March by marking the options which you think are correct and submitting your answers. You also need to know that, for example, you submitted the answers on 2nd of March, and while going through the content on 3rd, you felt that, one of the options you might have chosen is incorrect. So the NPTEL gives you that functionality as well, wherein you can resubmit the answers, right? So even if you think your answers have been submitted, but NPTEL allows you to resubmit the answers multiple number of times till the deadline is over. Now that is a critical point. So if you see here, 5th of March is the deadline, which means that till 5th, by n number of times, you can change your options and you can submit them, right? So this is something which you need to be aware of, because many times we submit it and realize later that, probably the answer which we have chosen is a different one, right? So please be aware and note of that you have the option of changing the options till the, so it's written, you may submit any number of times before the due date. The final submission will be considered for grading. This is what I'm trying to highlight. All right. What also I will help you show is the different resources which are kept. So when you click here on the download videos section, you can download the course videos one and all. Now this is helpful in the scenarios. Say for example, you are at your office or you are at your school and you get a good internet connection, but you don't get that kind of internet connection at your home. So you can go to the download section, click on the videos, and here you will be able to see all the lecture content, which you can click and download, right? So if you see all the lecture content till lecture 27 is available here. In fact, you can also see the assignments, right? So if you feel like, having an extra repository of questions, please explore this area. The transcripts are also available. You can select the language here and then you can select the transcript. This shows the statistics page. I mean, up till now, how many learners have enrolled in the courses, how many of them have learned. And in fact, if you perform very well, you might see yourself over here. All right. So these are the list of toppers. And let me show you the recent one, which is July to October 2024. And I hope that the learners have been consistent who are practicing hard towards their examination. I wish you see here in this particular TA list, sorry, the toppers list, and you can see the people with their name, their university affiliation, the marks scored, and whether they are in the top 1%, top 2%, right? So it's more like a motivation board. So please prepare well for your examination, and you might be finding yourself here, and you'll be available there for a lot many years. Because if you see, the toppers list is beginning April 22, right? Also, these are the different types of certifications which you get. Let me just zoom it a bit. Yeah. So depending upon the marks you have scored, you will get either silver, gold, or elite or completed certificate. Again, it depends on how you score in both your internals and externals, which I have already showed you in the PPT flow, right? Let's go back here. So study material is again a good repository. If you have get less time, it's always preferable that you download all of them and you can go through them at your own pace, at your own speed. This is the Google Drive wherein you see all the course content, all the materials available in the PDF form. Then comes the lecture notes. You can click here and you can have a look at them. So all the lecture notes are available. Because I've experienced in my past that many learners, they do not explore all these options. They stick to the content, video content, but a lot more richer content is available in these tabs as well. And then comes the problem solving sessions. If you click here, it will lead you to a page to click to view, and this is how you see the page. So all the live sessions which you are seeing are updated here. Today or by tomorrow, you will see the link for week 6, and the drive with annotated PDF has already been uploaded. If you see here, I'll just open it up. Yes, you can see all the 6 PDFs right from week 1 to week 6 are uploaded here. All right. So I'll come back to the screen. I'll stop sharing. And I would invite if anybody has any comments to make, anything you want to share, or you want to discuss something, you want to share your experiences with this particular course, you are free to do so now. Or we'll close our session for today. All right. All right. I think Samyukta has been very consistent in the past few weeks. I appreciate Samyukta Nagarjan for being there in most of these sessions, for participating in the set of 10 questions, and learning a lot from these problem solving sessions. And I hope more learners do join in and they learn from these sessions and they prepare well for their examinations, right? So with that, I would close the session link now. And thank you so much for being there. I'll just go through the NPTEL platform for now so that I can just show a few more areas to work upon. And if you want, you can stay there, but you can also leave the session now because we are already done with our main content for the session today. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we are done for the session today. I'll just close on the tabs. And as I said that we also upload our sessions on YouTube. So what we do is we utilize this particular aspect of YouTube feature wherein we upload the video and the format by selecting the files, right? And we have already discussed all these aspects. I think one thing which is still left is the progress tab. Although I've shown it, but it also has grading and certification policy now. So you see all the marking criteria. Certificate will have your name, photograph, and the score. This is the criteria which I've been talking about. Unit wise progress, assessment scores, right? And yeah, I think more or less we are done. So we'll close the tab now as well as the content. Yeah, thank you.